Saudi PLE, another lousy gimmick. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. If I had known it would be a gauntlet match, I probably would have picked against Kalani Jordan. And if you believe that, I have some oceanfront property in Minnesota I'd like to sell you. But anyway. From what I understand, the deal between the WWE and the oil sultans of Saudi Arabia, it still has a few years in it. And TKO is looking to extend it before it's over. I'm starting to think TKO should have an office in Riyadh and start NXT Arabia there. And what better way to get us pumped up to go to the voting polls on Tuesday than have a PLE where human rights are meh at best. And of course a special match or two has to happen every time we go to the Middle East. It's been that way since the Greatest Royal Rumble. This time it's essentially Survivor Series before War Games invaded the main rosters. I mean, if you're going to do that, why not go all the way? Why not have LA Knight versus Braun Breaker, or the Motor City Machine Guns versus Balor and McDonough? And why do we need those big-ass belts? Wearing those things will make the winners keel over, they're so front-heavy. Pardon me. Oh well, hopefully the 2 title matches and 3 grudge matches will be better. Here are my predictions for Crown Jewel 2024. Seth frickin' Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. Is it me, or has Rollins found out the advantages of a Roman Reigns-like schedule? He hasn't been in too many matches since getting hurt at WrestleMania. True, that's mostly due to the injury, but he seems to do more talking than wrestling these days. And I get he wants to take Reed down several notches before Reed gets his hands on the first title on Raw that returns to a face, but you don't just have Reed crush Braun Strowman of all people and then hit the brakes on his push. Rollins will always be loved and his song will always be sung, but give the big guy a chance, will ya? Winner's Bronson Reed. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I get that Owens doesn't like Reigns, like at all, but KO needs to take that up with Reigns himself after War Games. There was no reason to jump on Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton for siding with him. But the thing is, Orton wanted this match. Owens was ready to take a sabbatical to get his head on straight, but Orton dragged him into this mess. And he's going to make Orton pay for it. I doubt he'll even care about getting disqualified. Not that I'm saying he will. Owens wants to beat Orton down until RKO regrets ever asking Triple H for the match. Winner is Kevin Owens. Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. Once again, I have to go against Belair and Cargill. I could have sworn we snagged Cargill from AEW because she was a popular singles wrestler. I would think she has her feet wet enough to go after the WWE Women's title by herself, once she proves to Belair that she's the EST. But who will replace them? Since EO of the Sky Pirates won the singles 4-way on SmackDown, that puts them out. And I don't want to see the titles go to the Meta 3 and NXT. And that leaves Green and Niven. Well, I could see them losing the belts after or even before War Games to a more worthy scene, but to lose them, they have to win them. So winners and new champs, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Triple threat for the United States Championship, LA Knight versus Andrade versus Cameron Hayes. You know, I actually agree with Nick Aldis. LA Knight's ego is getting too big for his head. He wants to be the center of attention in every match he's involved in, even if it's not as a competitor. Aldis did the right thing to put a pin in that pomposity of his, and I wouldn't mind someone else taking the title for a while. Just not Andrade. I don't know, but as skilled as he may be, facing the same opponent for the last 2 to 3 months is not the best way to keep your edge. True, that applies to Hayes as well, but Hayes has been trying to be him ever since he was called up to the main roster. And Andrade is still trying to find a niche since his return. So, winner and new champ, Carmelo Hayes. Crown Jewel Women's Championship. Women's World Champ Liv Morgan versus WWE Women's Champ Nia Jax. Not going to say Tiffany will actually will cash in today, though I am glad she finally said she's had enough of Nia's bullying. In any case, even when kept in a cage, Dirty Dom Dum was able to help Morgan keep her title. And as long as he's in her corner, he'll find a way for her to win. Don't know if Rackrod will be joining them. I can't see her in an outfit that hides her traps. But since Jax doesn't know what side Tiff is really on, she'll have to keep her head on a swivel. That means she won't be concentrating on Morgan, and that's always a big mistake. Winner is Liv Morgan, though she'll need Dom's help to have that ginormous belt over her head. Crown Jewel Men's Championship. World Heavyweight Champ Gunther versus WWE Champ Cody Rhodes. This is a toss-up to me, as both men seem to need a bit of humbling lately. Cody hasn't defended the title on a PLE in some time, not that Gunther has, but he's the newer champer of the two. And yet to see either one of these men lose to the other just doesn't seem right to me, especially Gunther. Despite the jeers he's getting from the crowd, they're still deep down feeling he deserves the title. Again, I doubt he'll ever hold it as long as Reigns held his, but I'd like to think he'd take it at least to WrestleMania. And Rhodes? He's still trying to hang on to his old man's legacy. The grandson of a plumber probably wants to hold on to the title for as long as Dusty was even an active competitor in the WWE. So, I honestly don't know. It'll be a great fight, but the winner will be Cody Rhodes. Finally, six-man battle of the bloodlines. Roman Reigns and the unified Usos versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. Don't think it'll be a fair fight. As long as Tonga Toa is at ringside, the Samoan six-man will be more of a seven-man until the ref throws Toa out. These three have not competed together in over a year. Jay was swapped to Raw for Owens and went on to hold the IC title for 3 weeks. And Jimmy was kicked out unceremoniously by his younger brothers and the Tongas. If Reigns wants a crack at the title again, he needs to put Sikoa in his place along with the others in the new bloodline. Reigns may not fully trust either Uso. After all, it's the nature of brothers to forgive each other, but not necessarily cousins. But if he wants to tame the Samoan Wild Man and one half of the former tag champs, he needs them. And I doubt they'll let him down. Winners, Roman Reigns and the Usos. Those are my picks. If you ain't voted yet, get out there and do it. And pray we don't end up a corporatocracy like the Saudis seem to be. I'm Chris Wolvie, the Wrestling Blog, who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace. And I'll see ya.